Hello and happy Saturday and welcome to Crafters TV. We have got an action-packed day coming up for all you guys at home, so it's lovely to have you join us for this morning's Play Your Crafts Right. Of course, as always, lots of amazing inspiration, lots of fabulous deals, but of course, that game as well, which I've heard that what the theme is, and I have to say, I'm not very confident at all. It's films, and as I'm sure some of you guys at home know, I don't watch films, so it could be very, very interesting. I think our lovely craft expert will be winning this one, that is for sure. And talking of our lovely craft expert, of course, I'm not on my own today. I might have been on my own for Wake Up Call yesterday, but I'm certainly not alone today. I am joined on the other side of the studio by the fabulous Michelle. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. I'm finally back.
Yay!
Feels like so long. Michelle's back again.
Back with a vengeance.
Do you know, it's the weekend. I've started with singing, so you know that it's all downhill. It's all uphill from here. Michelle started singing. You know it's going to be a good weekend.
I mean, it could be worse. We could be singing in harmony. And we say harmony. Well, I mean together, not actually in harmony, because that would not be happening. Yeah, that's for sure. You know, if we both start singing, it's time to sort of worry a little bit, shall we say. Yes. But we've got lots of fun coming up this weekend, as ever, lots of amazing demonstrations from our lovely Michelle. Of course, it's Saturday, so we are starting the day with Play Your Crafts Right. This afternoon at 3 o'clock, we have an amazing craft along that I'm actually super looking forward to. I think I might be wanting to recreate that project myself because it is an absolute stunner, so I'm looking forward to that one. And we do have a fabulous Skype guest as well. And then tonight, we've got some amazing deals coming your way. We have got a masterclass, but taking advantage of some of our incredible bank holiday deals. Now, talking of bank holiday, I have to say you wouldn't actually know that it's a bank holiday at the moment here in the UK, because this morning the sun is shining, and you know what it's like in the UK. It's usually raining on a bank holiday, so to be honest, it's probably all downhill from this point onwards when it comes to the weather as well. We've actually got thunderstorms forecast here in the UK, but the sun is shining even though it's a bank holiday. Now, we have got treats for you because of the bank holiday. We have got a fabulous 20% off code happening all weekend. This is running all the way through till midnight on Monday evening. You've got a chance to take advantage of 20% off your order by just using the code BANKHOL20. That's BANKHOL20. You'll see that on the homepage of the website. That's going to give you a lovely 20% off your order, as long as it's not an August launch, as long as it's not a machine and it's an individual item. You can go ahead and take advantage of that code to receive 20% off your order this weekend. Just a nice little bonus for the bank holiday. We are treating you just like the weather is treating us here today. Now, talking of treats, we do of course have some amazing deals coming up throughout today, throughout the whole weekend as well for that matter. We do of course have our amazing weekend wonder that we'll be having a little look at later on throughout the day, but our first demonstration, I say our first demonstration, Michelle's first demonstration is going to be with these incredible floral frame cut and emboss folders. Hate saying them, but they are just absolutely gorgeous. We have an amazing saving on this collection. It's a complete collection. We have got 8 cut and emboss folders in total for you for a platinum club price today of £32 or $36. And one of the fabulous things about these is quite often when it comes to embossing folders or cut and emboss folders like these are, you get sort of all of your embossing folders within the collection are the exact same size and shape. But with this one, we're mixing it up a little bit, and we're actually bringing you a selection of different shapes and sizes. You've got both your 5x5 and your 4x6. So ideal whether you're into your square cards, your rectangular cards, your small cards, your large cards, maybe it's your box making or your gift bags as well. You've got it covered with this amazing collection. So we've got all 8 cut and emboss folders. Today your Platinum Club price is £32 or $36, meaning you're saving over £60 or over $70. But here are the gorgeous designs that you're getting as part of this range. First up, we've got our beautiful blossom. Love this one. You've got all of those blossom flowers hugging that internal frame. So you've got the embossed detail, which is all around that edge. And then in the centre, you've got the die which allows you to cut that aperture. And it's one pass through the machine because that die is actually built into that embossing folder, making it super quick and easy to get the most beautiful designs with these. Next up, we have got our timeless forget-me-nots. You can see here just a little bit of blue ink really does start to bring these to life. It's just absolutely beautiful, all the detail that you've got within there, but super, super easy to actually get that lovely dimensional cut and embossed effect. Next up, we have got our beautiful classic winter rose. I mean, this could be all year round. You could be making this for Christmas if you want to be. Just change up the colourways, change up that sentiment that you're adding into the centre, and you will get a different look and feel for a different season every single time you're using this one. Then we move on to our square designs, and these are just absolutely stunning. Something else that's fabulous about this whole range is you'll notice every single aperture in the centre is slightly different because it's been designed to fit with the flowers that you've got around the edge. So you've got that variety when it comes to every single one of these designs. This one is absolutely perfect for all of those spring makes. Maybe it's going to be Easter that you're creating with this particular cut and emboss folder. This one being your dancing daffodils. I mean, here you can see we've added just a little bit of ink. But perhaps you're really going to go to town, maybe going to emboss onto white, bring in some of your pens, could be your water-based pens like your aqua pens, could even be your alcohol-based pens if you so choose, and start to really pick out that detail and really start to embellish that beautiful embossed design. Next up, this is going to be a great one for all of those Valentine's Day cards, your anniversary makes, maybe it's going to be wedding invitations, this being your vibrant rose. Just absolutely beautiful. Maybe you're even going to snip into some of those roses and use them separately, use them without that frame. You've got choices when it comes to these, but just absolutely beautiful. And the fabulous thing about these as well, it's completely up to you what you're choosing to add into that aperture. It could be a sentiment, it could be a shaker behind there, maybe it's some of your inky backgrounds, your pattern papers, or perhaps you're going to be bringing these into your scrapbooking and actually adding photos behind there. Because you've got that cut emboss folder doing all the hard work, doing all of the embossing and that die cutting, that creative freedom is within your hands. It's completely your choice what you're choosing to add to the centre of that frame. And then finally, we have got our fragrant magnolias. Once again, you can see a different shape within there, within that die cut aperture, and beautiful floral detail all around the edge. Perhaps you're going to be multiple embossing these, embossing onto several different pieces of cardstock, and then just snipping into them and starting to decoupage those layers over the top for even more depth and dimension. Would look absolutely incredible. Amazing saving on this bundle, all 8 cut emboss folders for a Platinum Club price today of £32 or $36, which means you're saving over £60 or over $70, which is absolutely outstanding. I mean, we say it time and time again, but florals, they are the sorts of imagery that we use day in, day out with our crafting. I'm not being funny, but I don't know anybody who doesn't love flowers, so these are going to work for so many different recipients. Like I say, changing up those colourways will mean that these can be used for a variety of seasons as well. Don't just think about your spring and summer cards, think about your winter cards, even your Christmas cards with these, and you can start to see the versatility and value that you'll get from this incredible collection. Now, this will be Michelle's first demonstration in just a moment, but first up, I want to say a few hellos to all of you lovely people who are joining us at home. So in the gallery, we have got our George. We don't talk about George too much because it's his last weekend. So we're very, very sad. I might have a show with George next week, but this could very well be my last day of shows with George. So it's sad. It's going to be an emotional one. We are going to miss him an awful lot. You might have seen Craig's post yesterday, him trying to drag him back through the door. But George, we will certainly miss you. So do send in your love for George. We know he always does an absolutely sterling work. George and his magical joystick. We've also got, of course, our lovely Nicola in the gallery, producing, guiding us, whooping and hollering as well. Don't worry, Nicola is not going anywhere. Phew, thank goodness for that. And we do have Tracy helping us out, sorting us all out, getting us our cups of tea, sorting out all our products, helping us out as usual. And on the comments this morning, we have got our Grace, so top team as always here at Crafters TV. But who's joining us this morning? We have got Lois saying good morning from Ohio, Alicia is in, Linda is saying hello from Indiana, Hannah Gosling-Smith is saying good morning. Hope your wallet survived the week of Halloween Christmas launches. Yeah, it was quite a tough one on the pennies, wasn't it? But there's some amazing launches, and of course Second Chance Sunday. If you missed any of those, tune into that tomorrow and you'll get that sort of like that second bite of the cherry if you like. We've got Sarah Brown saying good morning. Ben McCarthy's in. Morning, Ben. Lynn Harvey's in. Suzanne's in. Hello, Pamela. Jeffrey, good morning to you. Michelle Harris, good morning. Zoe Carver. Nikki's saying good morning everyone from a dreary Leicester. Oh, I hope that's not heading our way. Tracy's in from a very grey Liverpool. Sounds like the bad weather could be heading our way. Barbara is saying hello. And Betsy is saying, I'll be crafting all weekend as it's forecast to be another very hot day in Houston, Texas. 105 degrees. Not like that here, Betsy, believe you me. Now, we have had already said hello to Hannah Gosling-Smith, but something very, very exciting we've got to do. Could you wish Kiri a happy birthday. She's the youngest craft along guest you've ever had. She's 4 years old today. So Kiri, very, very happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kiri. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! They've all sung along in the gallery as well. So a very, very happy birthday to Kiri. I hope you join us today. I hope you're crafting along. And it's so fabulous that your mummy's got you crafting at such a young age. We've got to start them young when it comes to crafting. So I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope you've got lots of treats for your birthday. Now, without further ado, I think it's time to get a little bit of inspiration from the courtesy of the lovely Michelle using these amazing cut and emboss folders.
Yes. And I've just got to say, you thought it was bad enough that I sung earlier. Me and Lily just sung. There was George and Nicola in our ears.
It's terrible.
I did promise more singing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Sorry guys at home.
But a proper happy birthday to Kiri without, you know, my lovely singing voice. I hope she has a fabulous day. Of course, she's going to be having a fabulous day. She's going to be watching us singing all day.
Oh dear.
What more could someone want? A demo, maybe? Should we do a demo? Let's do a demo. Right, so I've picked the Vibrant Rose. This is one I tend to go back to time and time again because I just absolutely love it. But if you remember a little while ago, I made a tissue box with one of these. So just a normal box. We had this popped on the top, and then all of them in this collection are absolutely perfect to create that. It makes obviously your tissue box just look a lot more pretty. Pulling it out of a love heart rather than just whatever I don't know what a normal tissue box looks like.
I think it's an oval.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's so much prettier, isn't it? The heart with all the flowers round. So I've got mine out, and you can see these are just over 5 inches, so they're 5.3 by 5.3. And if I open it up, you can see that you've got that cutting blade in there, and you've got that foam bit. Obviously, that allows you to be able to cut that out and emboss it as well. So I've got some watercolour card because I'm going to use some of my aqua pens. So it's a cut and emboss, so it's the same plate combination as just a 2D. So I will use my bottom plate, I've got my magnetic shim, and I've got my plastic shim on top. And I think some people might... Oh, it's been that long since I've been here, I forgot what to do. Oh. No, that's my 3D shim. That's my 3D embossing. For 2D, I use my 2 main plates.
I have to say, for me, I use my Gemini every single day, but for me, the hardest ones I find to remember are the embossing folders.
Yeah.
I don't know why I personally, and I was saying this to Corinne the other day, I just have a mental block. I have to, next to my machine at home, I don't need all the die cutting plate combinations written down, but I have all of the embossing folder plate combinations written down next to my machine. I always forget. I don't know what it is, but yeah, always forget.
Yeah, I got there in the end.
Yeah, second attempt. It's not bad at all.
It's all that singing, it's distracted me.
Absolutely.
So it's Nicola and George's fault.
Yeah, let's blame George. He's leaving, it'll be fine.
So you can see, I mean, that embosses beautifully. To say it's a cut and emboss and it's not a 3D, you still get some beautiful emboss. There you go, look, emboss detail on it. And again, don't throw this bit away, because if you're popping this up on some foam pads, you can have that bit in the background as well with a sentiment stamped onto it, or just ink it up if you want to. But it's a piece that I never throw away. I always use it again. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in a couple of my aqua pens.
Oh yeah, lovely.
I've got my pink tulip water reactive. That's just going to go around the edges, but I've picked a couple. So I've got my bud green and my rose pink. And again, I think I always tend to show you how I sort of put my ink down here and then I pick it up. I've got my trusty water jug.
Oh dear. Be careful, please. Don't take the lid off.
No, the lid's staying on. I've got my smaller brushes, so the lid's staying on, so no worries. Yeah, so I always tend to put my pen on here and then pick it up with my brush. But I think what I'm going to do is this time, we're just going to do it a little bit different. Ooh. So where I can see my rose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the ink just on there, sort of where I think, well, where the sort of petals are overlapping. So it's going to be naturally that little bit darker.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then with the water, what we will do is we will drag it out. We will pull that out, and then it's going to give us that lovely blend.
Certainly
And again,
is.
I'm not being too perfect because I don't feel you need to when you're using these.
I think that's the beauty of your water-based mediums, isn't it? You can be a little bit more free. You don't have to be quite so precise.
That's it. That's absolutely it. So I'm going to get my brush. We're going to wet it, and I'm going to then take, obviously, that excess off. And then we're going to pull this out. And you can see it pulls out lovely. And obviously, I've used my watercolour card, so I don't need to worry. And you can pull this out as much or as little as you want. If you add more water, obviously it's going to pull out and dilute.
Ooh, new word already. 16 minutes in, we've already invented our new language.
That's one for my Minglish book.
Oh yes, get it entered into that dictionary.
There we go. So then what you do is straight away you've got that highlight out to your low light, or the other way around, whichever way you want to say it. Obviously the correct way. I like to never speak English the correct way. I think it's a little bit boring.
It's boring, isn't it? Yeah, we make up our own language all the time, don't we? The worrying thing is most of the time I know what Michelle means. I don't know if it's more worrying for Michelle or me, but I can usually understand her. So,
do you know what? That's what I love about this place. Working here, everyone absolutely gets what I'm saying. Everyone now, even. Although it's been 2 years, just nearly 2 years.
Gosh, well, I'm exactly the same because we started around a similar time, actually, Michelle.
Yeah.
I think mine is, I want to say the 13th of September. So I'm coming up to bang on 2 years. And honestly, the time has flown. I can't believe, it's a funny one because I can't believe it's been 2 years, but at the same time, I can't imagine not being here, if you know what I mean.
That's it.
So yeah. Oh, George thought I'd been here longer than 2 years. No. I don't think that's a compliment, is it, George? But thank you. Yes, no, only just coming up for 2 years now, yeah. Oh, she's been here for so long, we can't get rid of her.
Yeah, 20th of September was my first official date. I had a couple of shows up here in the August when I was, having a bit of a tryout to see if I was any good at it, I think, to be honest.
And you certainly were, that is for sure. 2 years down the line, we can't get rid of you either, and quite frankly, we would not want to.
It's funny because obviously they've been coming up on my timelines, my first shows from August.
Yeah.
And honest, I was like, I didn't think I was nervous at the time. I mean, I know I was, but I've been watching them back and I was so nervous. There was Ben and Craig, there was like cracking jokes, and I was there and I was like, so what I'm going to do next is, and you can't get into the spirit of it. You want to get your demo done, make sure that...
Yeah, you worry about getting your demo wrong, or
concentration,
you forget what you're going to do.
Yeah,
absolutely, gosh. Well, I remember, because obviously my full-time job is not on the shows. I'm very lucky to be able to come and do the shows every now and again for you guys at home. But I remember my very first show. It was Michelle, just before the show, Michelle came in and, I was like, please, can you get a picture of me in front of the Crafters TV sign? And I remember it was you, Michelle. Her taxi was nearly here, and she came in and quickly took a picture of me in front of the Crafters TV sign. I was very, very excited to be able to stand in front of that sign. So I shall always remember that. It was a Tuesday night. It was absolutely freezing cold. I believe it was sort of December sort of time. We were launching one of our Spectrum Noir, what do you call it, one of the big collector's editions boxes. A launch party, me and Ben. But yeah, I shall always remember that. Michelle coming in and taking a picture of me, stood in front of the Crafters TV sign. I remember sending it to my mum, and we were both very excited.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, isn't it funny, the daft little memories that we remember?
Yeah, definitely.
And just as we've been chattering, look how much that's coming to life already. Wow.
It does it comes to life so easily. You can see, it's going to sound awful when you say you're not putting a lot of effort in, but when you watercolour and you're literally just dragging that colour out, and where it settles by itself. It just looks absolutely beautiful. It really does.
Looks so artistic. I always think your water-based mediums.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Look like you're a proper painter, but it is so easy, isn't it? Really easy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm no sheener. I mean, I've been seeing that line that she does, and then with the water.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I saw her do that, and I was like, there's no way if I do that, it's going to look like that. And actually, I went and did it. It wasn't quite Sheena's, but it does work.
It absolutely does, doesn't it?
It's something, I did it about 20 times. I shouted the husband in, I went, look. I shouted my daughter down, I showed Alice. Because it's quite a magical thing, isn't it? When you see what happens.
Yeah. I always say there's something very magical about crafting. It's starting off with that piece of blank paper, and at the end you've created something that's completely transformed that white space, something that you can be proud of at the end of that creative process. For me, that's something that will never grow old.
Yeah, I totally agree. When you just sat there looking at either the die, the piece of card, and you're deciding what to do. And then obviously you end up with what you end up with. And even if it's got happy little accidents included or not.
Yeah, and it never looks like how you've planned either, and that's the beauty of it.
No, that's it. And that's the fun of it, isn't it? So I'm going to leave that for now. I'm not going to carry it on. I could carry it on. I could do this all day. But I'm going to bring in one that I've already done. Now, I picked a different colour. The only difference is I've just used the rose pink, and for this one I used the tulip.
Okay.
But you can see here, you can see that I just sort of drew on exactly like I have done, and I dragged it out. So we're going to pop that one to the side, let that dry. Then we're just going to bring in this pink tulip, and even though I've got my gems popped on the side, still going to be able to just ink those edges up. Just adding a little bit just takes that starkness away from that the edge of the card.
It does make a big difference, doesn't it, that?
It does. Just that little thing makes such a big difference. So then we're going to make a lovely easel card with this. So I've got some of that gorgeous Knitwits.
Oh, yes. The homebody, yeah.
Yes.
That's because we do the kindly thoughts and the homebody, but that one's definitely the homebody. Love that.
Definitely.
Do love the pink polka dot. You can't go wrong.
I do. That paper pad that we brought out a little while ago, it was all florals on one side and then the polka dots on the others.
Oh, colours of summer.
That's it.
We had a deal on that the other day, actually. I don't know if that's still on the website.
That is my all-time favourite because I love a polka dot paper.
I do, yeah. It's a beautiful
In fact, it's so much my favourite that it's at home and I've not even been using it.
Oh, no.
It's just sat at home, which is such a shame, isn't it? But it's sat at home and I get it out, I have a little stroke and a little sniff.
A sniff, of course. Yeah, paper pad sniffers are out.
And then I put it away because I just cannot bring myself to use it.
I have to admit, I had to have 3 of those. I've got 3 on the go at the moment. But I did see that deal the other day and I did nearly order another. But I'll have to check between shows. If that deal's still on the website, I may very well have to go for a 4th and maybe a 5th.
It is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
I'm just thinking as well, if that's still on the website, that is going to be an individual item. It's also not an August launch, so if you are popping that code BANKHOL20 onto that promo code box, you'll get 20% off, which is what I think I may very well be doing a little bit later. I'm hoping they're still in stock. I will have to check.
Right, so I've got a bit of my acetate. Because we're going to make a little shaker element.
Oh, lovely.
It always seems such a shame when you've got an aperture to not put sequins behind it.
I know, totally know what you mean there.
So just checking to make sure that I've taken that backing off, which I haven't. So let's pop. Let me just grab my red liner tape.
Having a few more people join us this morning saying hello. We've got, Stephen Nicole says good morning. He's looking forward to the 30th of August. He'll be 62 years young. Wow. Oh, wow, exciting, not long to go. Betsy Throp is looking forward to the craft along. Oh, she's going to be crafting along. Oh, Betsy, I hope you'll share your makes with us afterwards. This is a funny one. Kim Rice says, funny how I'm learning so many UK slang and language tweaks from you all the time. Yeah, me and Michelle are from sort of the same neck of the woods, so there might be a few Yorkshire words and phrases sneaking in to the shows today. Nikki Gill is loving the card. Beth Ross Lucas is saying good morning. Emma's in. She's saying she's joining us. She's sorry that she's late. Don't worry. You were not too late. And Kim Rice is loving that paper pad. She also loves the polka dots.
Love polka dots, absolutely.
Can't go wrong.
Nope, definitely not. So just removing my, if I'm sticking acetate, I always will use a red liner There we go.
Perfect.
So, and again, with sequins, my sequins will always go on the base rather than this bit. I always bring that bit to it.
Yeah.
I know some people do it a little bit different.
I have to say I do that the same way as you, Michelle. I do find that the easiest way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the foam on a large spherical style.
It's a great big wheel, that. So you can tell us a new one, blimey. We've not been in, have we, Michelle? So you know what we're like for our foam.
I know, I know.
Depleting the stocks quite considerably.
So I'm going to pop this all the way around the edges, because then when you are looking at your card from whatever angle, it's going to look nice and neat. But then what I'm also going to do, so I don't have to use as many sequins, is I'm going to pop some foam there and there, and then it means that when my sequins settle to the bottom, they're not going to settle into these bits here.
Oh, great tip, that. Love that.
And then it means that you don't have to use as many.
Perfect. Always good to save our sequins. They are precious.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And this is what I do if I'm making a shaker element and I'm wanting more than one window in it.
Oh yeah.
So you will sort of cordon those windows off in exactly the same way. So just for instance, if I wanted to put two different coloured sequins in here, I'd have some of the foam going up the middle. Now obviously it wouldn't look very nice on that side, but if the actual if I'd cut it out with maybe my nesting dies, my squares or my circles, and there's like 4 or 5 on there, or when I used the masquerade ball, I used all those feathers and created multiple apertures. So that was nice, and it looks an absolute mess on the back, but from the front, absolutely gorgeous. So let's get the foam off this, or the carrier sheet.
I always find that foam, that particular one, is so easy to get that backing off.
It really is.
Really easy, yeah.
Yeah, some of them can be so tricky.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But this one's really easy, isn't it?
Yeah, which is what you want. You don't want to be faffing about with peeling the backing off. It's just,
No.
Bit of a nightmare.
No, you don't. She says now she can't get a poker tool under the last.
Sorry, that's my fault for jinxing you.
So let's move those up. And let's bring this in. So making sure they're where I need them to be.
Yeah.
And then we'll go for it.
Yeah. Of course, you can pop a little bit of your wet glue on the back of your foam tape after you've peeled the backing off. If you are a little bit worried about positioning it, that will give you a little bit of wiggle room. But that looks perfect to me. Love that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So lovely shaker element. Then the last thing we're going to do is I've got just a lovely sentiment. A vintage rose sentiment, actually.
Oh, nice.
Sending you birthday wishes and many happy returns. So we're going to see where I want that. I'm going to pop that just there. Quite happy with that. It just needs to move across a little. Press that down. Yes. So if I turn that round for you guys, we've got, again, I love these cutting embosses. I think they make the most beautiful shaker elements.
That is absolutely gorgeous. Amazing first demonstration from Michelle. As always, it's going to be a super inspirational day. We know it always is when Michelle is here, but that is a very pretty card. I have to say that is right up my street. Love the pinks, and of course I love that cut and emboss folder. And if you want to recreate something similar to what Michelle's just shown you at home, you do need to get this fabulous collection of your floral frame cut and emboss folders. You're getting 8 cut and emboss folders as part of this collection for a Platinum Club price today of £32 or $36. You can see the first design is the one that Michelle's just shown us, that gorgeous vibrant rose. And then we move on to our fragrant magnolias. And all of these are the same in that you get that lovely 2D embossing folder. I know we call it 2D, but this has got real depth and dimension to it. For me, it's almost verging on your 3D, if you like. And of course, in addition to that embossed detail, you get that die that's actually built into the folder. You might be wondering what that white section is. You might be thinking, somebody's forgot to pop the paper out. No, what that actually is some of your easy release foam, which means when you die cut your aperture, it's nice and simple to actually get that die cut aperture out of your cardstock. It's not going to stick into your folder. So absolutely super easy to use these gorgeous folders. I mean, think about all the different things you've already got in your crafty stash that you'll be using alongside these. Maybe you're going to be using it with your scrapbooking. with a photo behind, that would work an absolute treat. But we've just seen in that first demonstration how perfectly these are for all of your shaker cards. Pop some tape behind, pop your acetate, get your sequins out, maybe your glitters, all of your lovely sparkly bits, and these are going to look incredible. Change up your colouring mediums. Michelle just used her fabulous aqua pens, but maybe it's going to be your alcohol-based pens. Perhaps it's going to be just some of your inks, or maybe you're going to go super dramatic. Just emboss these onto your black card, bring in some of that gilding wax, and it would be a very, very striking card with little to no effort. Love the fact that as part of this collection you're getting 4 of the square, they're just over 5 by 5 inch in size, and then you're getting 4 of the 4 by 6 inch rectangular designs. So you really do have something for every sort of card shape and style that you might be making. Think of these for your gift boxes, for your tissue boxes, for your gift bags as well. They're going to work an absolute treat. Love this collection, just absolutely beautiful. We always say it time and time again, but your florals really are truly timeless. So the ones that we reach for, if ever we're thinking, not quite sure what this person's into, I've got to make them a card, but I'm not quite sure what sort of theme to go for, florals is always a good one to go for when it comes to your crafting. All that full collection, 8 cut and embossed folders in total for a Platinum Club price today of £32 or $36. Amazing value for money. You're saving over £60 or over $70. Now, that's lovely, that's pretty. But we've got something a little bit scary to move on to. I have to say I'm quite nervous about this because I know I'm going to be absolutely terrible. Michelle, you're going to win. I'm going to do my best. Do my best for Team Facebook, but I don't watch films, so it could be quite tricky. So, of course, I am playing for Team Facebook, and Michelle is playing for Team YouTube. It's all about the films, so
well,
are we ready, guys, at home?
You might have picked up enough general knowledge from people talking about films around you. No, maybe not then.
I feel like whenever anybody starts talking about films, they're like, oh, Lily, you won't know what we're talking about, and they just sort of carry on, and I just switch off. So it could be very, very interesting, but I will do my best for Team Facebook. Don't worry, guys. I will always put 100% in, so we will see how we go. Right, we're ready for the first one. I'm not, but we're going to have to do it. So what have we got coming up first? Ooh, we're ready, George. Ready. Let's do it. George's last play crafts right as well.
Oh, it is.
Name the movie.
Let me go closer.
It's quite hard. Our monitor is quite small, and it's actually quite difficult. I mean, the monitor could be the size of the room. I won't be able to tell.
I had to go closer to have a good look.
I've no idea. Absolutely no idea.
One of my all-time favourite films. I mean, come on, it's got Patrick Swayze in, or Patrick Swayze, however you pronounce it.
Swayze. I'll be honest, Nicola, I don't even know who that is. Because I don't watch films, I also don't know actors and actresses. So if he's watching, you'll probably tell me he's no longer with us. He might be watching Up in Heaven. If you're watching, I apologise.
I think he is. I think this was one of his favourite shows.
I think it probably was. Do you know what his favourite of all the crafted TV shows probably was Play Crafts Rhyme?
I think
he
so.
loved the game.
Yeah.
But apparently they're all getting it. Well, Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. See,
I don't know if I've got a wipe.
You got it.
Michelle, do you have a wipe I can use, please?
I do, absolutely.
Oh, thank you. A lot of you guys in the comments are getting this one. Easing this in gently. Oh, thank you ever so much. Oh, wipe fairy. Right, are we ready for the next one? So we see what we've got coming up next. So it's one apiece as it stands. Next up, name that movie. What have we got? Love the fact that we're incorporating the Gemini 2. I can tell you what machine it is. Can't tell you what film it is. Oh my gosh, yeah. I have to say Sam has done a very, very good job of creating this game. So Sam, you've done a good job. Just can we have a different theme next time? Something that Lily knows anything about? Crafting, running, maybe? Not this one. Even from the theme tune that I'm hearing in my head. Could be anything. Oh, okay. Thank you, George.
I'm pretty sure you might as well just give her the title, George.
Even I can get it from that. To be fair, George, I have actually seen this film, but we're going back over 15 years because it's when I was back at school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can't really remember it. Are we ready?
Yeah, ready.
Let's go for it, E.T. The clue in my ear was phone home, so I was like, it's got to be. If I've got this wrong after that, if George is setting me up for fail.
It rhymes with sheety.
Sheety. What is it? Yay, E.T. the extraterrestrial. There we go. No more easy clues, George, please. Otherwise, we won't get any more. Anyway, what have we got coming up next? Let's have a little look. Apparently I've got to know it, but I've not got a clue. Not a clue at all. I will need a clue, George, because I've literally not got the foggiest idea what that could be. Oh, okay. I think I know that. Is it the thing that people always shout to me when I'm out running? Is that from that film?
Yes.
Honestly,
yes, it is.
If I had a penny for every time that got shouted at me. Run, Forrest, run when I'm out running.
Rude.
Be a millionaire, yeah. Anyway, I think I've got it from that clue. I wouldn't have got it otherwise, so thank you, George. What have we got? Forrest Gump. Not seen the film, of course.
It is a very good film. It's a little long.
Apparently, Michelle will also get clues if she needs it, so Michelle probably won't. I mean, there's no chance that I'll know it if Michelle doesn't. What have we got coming up next? Please, something that I actually know. No.
Another one of my all-time favourites.
I can't believe it. I've only seen one of these films so far. It's not looking good. Oh my gosh.
The little kid on the bottom right, he will shout, "Hey, you guys," with his friend with no hair.
No.
And a bit of a wonky eye and...
Oh, Victoria's given me a clue. Yeah, Victoria's helping me out. I've said we had Grace on the socials to start with. She's gone away now. Victoria's computer was playing up. Sounds like me. You've done it with technology, but she's back now. So we've got our Victoria on the socials helping me out a little bit. We need a draw for George's last Playcrafts, right? So what have we got? Let's hope I've got it right. We have got Goonies. Yeah, we both got the same.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys at home are getting this correct. Obviously, watch a lot more films than I do, which isn't hard. I was saying to the guys before the show, I don't think I've watched a film in 2 years. So, yeah, just don't watch films. Too busy crafting.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the answer. The Goonies. Yeah. George wants me to watch these films. George? No. I won't be watching them, I'm afraid. No. Sorry, but no. Next, last one for this round, actually. What have we got coming up next? Final one. What's it going to be? I hope we don't have to know the individual film. I know the series, but... No, George, even I've seen some of them, George, and I know it's not that. Apparently, it's Luke Skywalker. Even I know that. There we go. Victoria's saying I have to watch Forrest Gump. Victoria's quite often as well despairing at me of films that I've not seen. We were talking the other day, she starts talking about something. I says, Victoria, you'll have to stop. I've no idea what you're on about. You're talking about a film. I'm completely lost. So she says, you haven't seen that film? I can't even remember what it was, but no, I hadn't seen that film. What have we got though? Let's have a little look. Harry Potter. Let's hope we're right. It'd be a bit embarrassing if we're wrong, wouldn't it?
That would be very embarrassing.
Harry Potter, there we go. Oh, that was fun. I think a lot of you guys at home are absolutely loving that game. A lot of you are getting the correct answers, which is always good. 5 apiece, though, when it comes to us. I have to say, not too far on Michelle, but thank you guys for helping me out because I certainly needed it. Now, that was very fun, but we'll be back for lots more fun in just a few minutes. But while you maybe check out those baskets, perhaps you're going to go and get a cup of tea, or maybe you're just going to be having a little look around the website as to what you're going to be treating yourself to on this bank holiday, as I very well might be doing between shows. Learn a little bit more about our incredible Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
what
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. Have you treated yourself to some goodies on this bank holiday? Maybe you've been having a little bit of a look around the website, popping a few items in your basket. If you are doing that, make sure you do take advantage of that Bank Hol 20 promo code. That's running throughout this weekend and Monday as well. It's ending at midnight on Monday night, and that allows you to get a lovely 20% saving on your purchases. It does exclude bundles, excludes your machines and your gift cards and any of your August launches. But any of those individual items that you add into your basket, make sure you're using that Bank Hol 20 code and you can get 20% off, which is absolutely brilliant. Definitely the time to treat yourself on a bank holiday. Now we've got so many of you joining us on this lovely, it's a sunny, well it still looks sunny. Who knows what the weather we're doing a little bit later. But on this lovely sunny Saturday morning, it's lovely to have your company. A few more hellos, and so many people are loving Michelle's demonstrations. We've got Shell joining us from Alaska. Wow. Betty Weaver saying hello from Idaho. Michelle is loving that card, as is Lindsay. Lois is as well. Julie saying lovely card, Michelle. Oh, question from Beth Ross Lucas. She's saying, I love shaker cards, but I can't keep the sequins from sticking to the foam tape, even after using the little powder bag. Any tips there? Because I suppose if they're sticking to the foam tape, that's not, your anti-static bag wouldn't really help with that, because that's helping it get off the acetate, isn't it?
Yes. So when you've put your foam on a roll, when you've placed it all the way round,
Oh,
foam
dear.
on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll. Hey! George and Nicola started that off, and it would be rude not to join in.
Yeah.
Yes, so once you've popped it on there, actually, George was nearly off again.
No, George, no. Once is enough.
Just once a show. Yes, when you've got it on there, so take one of your colouring pens, so just any particular classic pen, and draw, you know, did you see Debbie Fisher the other day? She'd put some foam pads on something, and she took her pen and she coloured on the top, all round the foam pad in black, so it tied in with what she was popping it onto, so you didn't see the colour of the foam coming through. If you do that on the inside, then it's going to take that sticky away. So that is the best. I mean, for me, I don't mind. I like it when I get a few sequins stuck round, because they stay there, and I like that effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only other one I would suggest is, because then when you've coloured with your pen on that side, it's going to take any sort of stickiness away. So
What a
that's
brilliant
the
tip.
best.
Yeah, give that a go, see if it works for you. Jeffrey is saying good morning, happy Saturday. Lots of you getting all of the quiz right, which is amazing. Lynn is saying good morning from Newcastle. And we have got Sean saying well done to us both, as is Diane. Lynn Blackledge is saying she's getting ready to guest on Craft Along. We're looking forward to having your company, Lynn. Cannot wait for it. Lynn Morton is asking, advice please. Do you always make cards with white cardstock and add to it, or can you make cards with Centura Pearl and add mats and layers? Of course you can, yes, as long as you're making sure that your cardstock for your base card is sort of strong enough. So I always say at least a 250 GSM, which Centura Pearl is 310 GSM. You can of course create your card bases from other cardstock than just your white. So our matte black cardstock can create your card bases out of that. Our craft card, that works. Any of our Centura Pearl, what I would say is make sure it's over 250 GSM in weight, and then you can actually use it to create your card bases. So it's not just about your white cards, use all of your different coloured cardstocks as well. Now, talking of creating your own cards, do you want to be creating shaped cards with a difference? Well, we have the collection for you, that is for sure. And this is what our Craft Along this afternoon is actually going to be all about. But of course, it's Play Your Crafts Right this morning. So we're going to give you a little bit of a sneaker peek of the amazing collection that's actually going to be coming up on this afternoon's Craft Along. This is all about your Christmas shaped card bases, and you're getting 45 stamps and 127, 127 dies in total for a Platinum Club price today of £60 or $75.20. You're getting 4 different sets within this collection. I've got boards for a couple, and then I will be showing you the other twos when it comes to the samples. So first up, we've got our gorgeous snowman. I mean, he is just the cutest little fella you could ever wish to meet. Look at him. You get all of the dies on there to create your snowman, and the idea with these is, yes, they can be used to create that full shaped card base in one pass through your machine, but you can also be using these just as toppers on your cards, even on your gift boxes, on your gift bags, on your scrapbook pages as well. So just think of all the different ways you can be using this gorgeous design. You've got all of those accessory dies as well. So maybe he's going to be wearing his little woolly hat, perhaps it's going to be his top hat. You've got all of his scarf, his gloves as well, the little coal that you can add. You've got his carrot nose. All of those are separate dies, which means it's very easy to cut them from your different colours of cards. So I can start to layer up that design. Can mix and match your cardstocks. Maybe it's going to be linen card, perhaps even your glitter card. Maybe you're going to be cutting it from white card and actually colouring that in yourself. You've got so many options when it comes to using these dies. But what I absolutely adore about these sets is it's not just about the dies, but it's about these incredible stamps as well. So you've got the accessories that you can be adding to his face. So yes, you could be using the dies, but you've also got the option to use the stamps to decorate his face. And then we're giving you all of those incredible sentiments as well, which match with the gorgeous imagery that we've got with that snow on. So you've got things like the snow buddy like you, let it snow, and all sorts of other sentiments included in that set. So that's your gorgeous, cheerful snowman. You are also getting this beautiful jolly penguin, and I know this is what Michelle will be using in her demonstration in just a moment. And it's exactly the same idea with this set. You get all of your dies, which of course can be used to create that shaped card, but also can be used to make toppers as well. All those extra embellishments, and don't just think about using those embellishments with this image. Of course, the things like the bunting and the candy cane, you could be using those as embellishments on other cards, not just with that gorgeous penguin. And once again, we bring you all the stamps, your sentiments, and a few little accessories included as well. We do also have 2 different designs included in the collection. Fortunately, we don't have the boards for these, but I'm going to show you a couple of samples that will give you a flavour of the sorts of things you can be doing with these incredible stamp and die sets. So we've got our gorgeous Christmas tree here. You get the die to create Christmas tree itself, of course, and all those extra embellishments. Stamps also included, but look at the sorts of amazing cards that you can be making when you get these stamps and dies home. Look at the depth and dimension we've got on there. Just cutting it from white cardstock and colouring it in by hand gives you the most incredible result. Bringing in all your lovely pattern papers, that lovely domed front card. So you can see there, yes, these of course can be used for your shape cards as the name suggests, but here we've used it as a topper and it works an absolute treat. Giving you a little bit of a flavour of the sorts of things it will be creating on this afternoon's craft along. Look at this, this is absolutely amazing. That 3D house, this is created by our lovely Carol on our design team. Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? Bringing in some of your faux snow as well. Maybe you're going to be using some of your glossy highlights, your glitter glues as well. But this beautiful gingerbread house design is included as part of the collection. All of the dies and of course all of those fabulous stamps as well. You can see all of the 4 die sets and stamp sets you'll be getting as part of this amazing collection. These are just so much fun. They're perfect as well for using up all your scraps of cardstock. Just an absolute blast to actually sit down and pop all these together. All 4 stamp and die sets today, if you're in the Platinum Club, will be coming down to £60 or $75.20. I know, of course, we do have this afternoon's craft along coming up, which is going to be centred around all of these amazing stamps and dies, but I think it's time to sort of whet your appetites a little bit for this afternoon's craft along with a little bit of inspiration right here, right now, courtesy of Michelle. Michelle, what have you got coming up?
I'm going to use the penguin.
Oh yes,
because it is like the cutest little penguin I have ever seen. So we're gonna create another shaker card with this. You can tell that it's the week for shaker cards. It's just as simple as that. But it does make a beautiful shaker card. So I've got lots of my card here. I've got some of this gorgeous orange textured cardstock, which is going to work perfectly on his or her little feet and beak.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I've gone for a pink glitter, so we're going to cut out.
That.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? So that is from the Frosty and Bright.
Oh, one of my favourite cardstock packs. That was a stunner, wasn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And then black and white for my penguin.
Lovely.
So let's bring in this outside piece first. Let me just grab some low tack tape, which is right there. Pop this on here. And then I'm going to tape that down. And then we're going to bring in this piece as well, because this is going to create that lovely aperture on the inside.
Okay.
So I'm going to pop that down with some tape as well, because I don't want that to move at all. I want it to stay exactly where it's going to be. So let's pop that there and then pop that on there. Glitter, the hat, of course.
Cute.
That lovely little, his walking stick.
Oh, cutest walking stick I've ever seen.
Absolutely right. And then, so we'll just run those few through for now. So normal plate combination, what we always use. Again, my machine's turned off. Wait a minute. Oh, I knocked it with my plates.
Uh-oh, Michelle.
Because I put my plates here, so I've knocked that that on-off button at the back with my plates. So see, the only time this doesn't work is human error.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do lots of human errors, unfortunately. Really simple thing, that sums me up.
Oh.
You know, I've accidentally knocked that on-off switch and then panicked not knowing what was going on. So that about sums me up, really. I am very much clumsy like that. Right, so pop those to the side. So you can see you've got that gorgeous hat there. You've got the scarf. Now again, I'm doing these in glitter card. If you want to cut these out in just white Nina cardstock or watercolour card and then colour them in, that's also an option for you as well. It's just so many different ways that you can absolutely use these. Just changing your cardstock straight away, you've got a totally different penguin card. So let me just, I'm trying to peel this off very carefully. So just peeling it right back on itself as slow as I can. And then that last bit at the bottom, just lifting that up, because this is the bit that I want to keep, that outside bit. So I'm not too bothered that that little bit has ripped. And it's okay, because I've already got a pre-cut one anyway.
Ah, we're all right then.
There we go, right back on itself and it doesn't rip it. There we go, so you've got that gorgeous little penguin. And if I bring this piece in, so that is just using that outside die, then straight away you can see your penguin coming together.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Let's just get rid of those bits. And then we're gonna build him up, but we're not gonna do it straight away, but you can see how lovely that pink is going to look. It's going to be a shaker element, so what I've done is I've got a piece of acetate. And then what I'm going to do is just obviously, it does, I mean, I could run it through with the dye if I wanted to, but I'm quite happy to just sort of trim that out because it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So what am I looking for? I'm looking for I'm going to use my tape pen for this one.
So do you find it easier to stick your acetate down first and then trim it down to size, or would you prefer to draw around it and then cut it down to size and then stick it down?
I think it just depends. Sometimes I think it depends on how awkward the shape can be. I think if it's quite an awkward shape, I might draw around it.
Okay.
But this is quite a simple one, so I'm quite actually happy to just, let me just check that I've taken that carrier sheet off. So I always just scratch in a corner that I know is going to be hidden.
I think that one must have been taken off already.
There we go. So let's pop, oops, sticking it to my finger, pop that on there. So I'm going to bring in my scissors. We're going to roughly, I'm going to cut around this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it sort of on an angle right up to it, because what that does is it cuts it just underneath, rather than cutting straight on.
So kind of like undercutting it, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Just make sure that you don't get any of that acetate at the edges. That's a great tip.
That's it, yeah.
And are you using your 6-inch scissors?
I am.
Oh, make sure you check out the website. We've got a fabulous deal on those, included with some other crafty goodies. It basically works out, you pay for your deluxe tote case even, and you get your 6-inch scissors for free. So it's $34.99 or $39.95 for both your deluxe tote case and your 6-inch scissors, which works out an incredible deal on those. So do check out the shop today for that bundle.
So if you're doing this at home, you're going to take a lot longer than me. And you're not going to be stood right under that light that's above my head.
It's always the same,
that's shining on the acetate.
Yeah. And you can't quite see, is there acetate there, where is it? Can't see it. And then you get the glare, oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's there.
I mean, we love our acetate, and you can get the most incredible effects, but it is a little bit of a tricky beast, isn't it?
It really is.
Especially when you put it down on your table, you think, I'm sure I had a piece of acetate down there a second ago, and you can't see it for love nor money. So then you think, well, maybe I didn't. So you go back to the packet, you get another one out, and then, of course, you find the first one as soon as you get your second one out. It's always the way.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so foam on a roll again. let's... and the good thing about this is it's going to go around those corners, but I don't need to go around the head because I'm not going to have the shakers going all the way up there. I'm going to pop it across there because then my scarf's going to go across and cover that foam up. So we're going to pop that just there. I'm going to trim that off and then we're going to go round these sides here.
We've got a question coming from Pammy. I think Michelle did sort of reference this, but I will throw it over to Michelle again just in case you missed it at home. Pammy says, could you die cut the penguin out of the acetate?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Or you can just do what I did and you can trim it up really quite quickly. Some shapes you're going to be able to do it a lot easier than others. But as for this one, it was quite easy to do it, so I did it that way.
You may find if you're using acetate, you might want to be adding in your metal shim. I always say start off with that minimum plate combination first. If you find you need to add that in, then do. But I've always found a top tip when it comes to cutting your acetate. The tricky thing about acetate is not just so much the thickness of it, it's actually the fact that there's no fibres in acetate because it's basically a plastic. And the way that die cutting actually works is by separating those fibres in the cardstock. That's what gives you that cut with your dies. So the fact that acetate's not got any fibres is what makes it a little bit tricky. So a top tip is, instead of popping your die right next to your acetate, pop another piece of just thin copy paper that's going to be sandwiched between both the die and the acetate. Then you've got those fibres within that paper that allows the die to sort of crunch through that layer and your acetate, and that can be a good way to actually get your dies to cut through your acetate. And then as well, you'll get your die cut piece from the paper too, so you get a 2 for 1. But do give that one a go. But if you're struggling, whip out that metal shim. But like you've seen here, Michelle's not used the die and it still works an absolute treat. It's nice and easy to cut it by hand. But yes, you can cut your acetate using your dies.
I never thought about it that way. I always say if you're going to cut acetate to put your shim in, but actually I never thought about the fibres and everything. I just knew it was easier to cut it.
It was a tip that I learnt from somebody many years ago, and honestly it does work an absolute treat. So do give it a go for sure. But that is the thing about acetate that makes it tricky. It's not just so much the thickness of it, it's the actual material that it's made from. I do like all the science behind this sort of things. I know some people at home probably think, my goodness me, Lily, that was boring. But for me, I like to understand the whys. Some people,
well, the thing is, when you are crafting or when you're doing anything, even if it's only that little explanation behind it, it makes more sense than why you're doing something or why something's not working.
I know personally, if somebody says to me, oh, there's a certain way to do it, make sure you do it that way. I always know I want to do it the opposite way. So if I know the reason why I should be doing it a certain way, I'm less likely to go, do you know what, you've told me to do that, but I'm going to ignore you, I'll do it the opposite way. We just like to experiment, that's what we call it. We like to find our own way. And we say so often, us guys here make the mistakes for you guys at home so you don't need to. We're all heart, really. Love those papers, look at that.
So again, just matting and layering using the glitter card. It's going to tie in with my penguin. So I'm going to pop him down, but I'm going to pop him, he looks a little bit naked, doesn't he, poor thing, on some foam pads.
It'd be cold.
It will be cold. Let's get him dressed.
Yeah.
So again, you might use more foam pads than me. I'm trying to be a little bit frugal. Yes, that is frugal.
Well, I'm wondering how many we're going to get through today, Michelle. Both me and Michelle, we love our dimension on our cards, so we do get through an awful lot of foam pads and foam tape, that is for sure.
Do order so many.
I know, I'm exactly the same, honestly. I order it practically by the bucket load.
So very quickly, let's just peel this off. And you saw actually, because I cut a little bit too close to the bottom, what I did was I just cut my foam tape in half. You can do it and it's going to stick lovely. Now I do have, I've got to admit, I've got a few little holes there. So if you're doing this at home, make sure those holes are covered up. You don't want to be losing any of your sequins. But just for time and me not wanting you to just watch me filling those or going back in over it, we're just going to go with it. So let's pop. So I've got some of my sequins here. Well, it's the chunky glitter, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
Just
Do love our chunky glitter, that is for sure.
Yeah, that's it. And then, so again, let's pop this over and then stick that down.
Lynn Harvey's saying she's loving the papers Michelle is using. Yep, they're from that fabulous Sarah Signature Frosty and Bright collection. Aren't they gorgeous? I have to say, that pink is certainly right up my street, that is for sure.
I love this pink, absolutely. I love that collection. I love the colours of it. It's just an absolutely gorgeous collection. The paper pads, just those sort of turquoisey, bluey, minty greens with the pinks, just gorgeous. So there you go. So that's going to fit there perfectly.
Oh, it's starting to take shape, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It comes together quite quickly, to be honest. I'm just going to bring in my jelly pens. It's just one of my white pens, just a white gel pen. I'm just making sure. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a few little highlights.
Okay.
Just around the edges there. We're going to pop one there.
Just make a difference, that, doesn't it?
It does. Just makes, I don't know, it almost gives it movement, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to pop the hat on, but I do have the eyes, so we're going to pop the eyes first. And again, they're all in here. So there's your little feet, the eyes, you've got your little beak there, some extra little flappy wingy bits. It's the official name for them.
Yeah.
Flappy wingy bits.
If it wasn't before, it isn't. Another one to add to the dictionary.
That's it. I've got
look at
the
him.
beak. I've just drawn on it with just one of my pens. And I've got foam behind that.
It's too cute. Look at him.
Pop that down. And again, so you can see where I forgot to pop a little bit of foam under the head. So let's just trim one of these down, pop that underneath. It doesn't need to be all the way round because I don't have any sequins in there. If I had a separate set of sequins, obviously I'd have gone all the way round. So that's gonna just go off there. So let's trim that.
We have had a question actually about the foam on a roll. So Laurie is saying, Michelle, why is your foam on a roll so much bigger than what we receive when we order it? Well, there's actually 2 different foam on a rolls that you can get, isn't there, Michelle?
There is.
There's the big one that I call the big wheel, which is the one that Michelle is using. That's your slightly thinner one. And we do also do that smaller one, which is slightly wider, but not quite as deep. So there is 2 different types of foam on a roll. Make sure you check out the website. I'm not sure if they're both in stock. I know that the other one definitely is because I might have ordered 5 yesterday. Nicola, that's quite conservative by me. You know what me and Michelle are like for foam on our cars? I have to order in bulk. It practically comes by the truckload when I order it. So we've definitely got that one in stock unless I've depleted the stocks entirely. Yeah, Nicola says we might not if I've got any say in it. But yeah, we do 2 different types of foam on a roll. There's your thicker one, which is the wheel, and there's the slightly shallower one, which is the slightly smaller one. So different options when it comes to your foam on a roll.
I'm so sorry, Lily, I'm not giggling at you.
I know exactly what she's giggling at. There's songs here happening in our heads. Oh, but look at him. Oh, Victoria says she's just checked and they are both in stock, so yes. And I always say with your adhesives, it is horses for courses, of course. I have both. That one, the big wheel as I call it, is the one that I always use for my shaker cards. If you want a little bit more depth on your mates, then that one's ideal with it being 3mm in depth. Your other one is great if you want your mats and layers with a little bit of depth, with that one being 2mm in thickness. So choices over on the website. But look at that card, isn't that just absolutely darling?
Just making sure that it's all pressed down round there, so when I shake it, I'm not going to lose all my sequins. But if I turn that round, I love the fact that you can create his little belly as a shaker. If you've got a die at home that's some tiny little fish, do you know what I mean? And have those as loads of, because his belly's going to be full of little fish, isn't it?
How cute is that? That is just absolutely adorable. And I think it's lovely to see a different use for these Christmas shape card base stamp and die collection, because yes, they're about creating your shape cards, but you've seen there, they work absolutely incredibly using them as toppers on your cards. And if you want to go for that full collection, and it's what's going to be used on this afternoon's craft along, so I'm pretty sure you will be wanting to go for this one. If not now, I think after the 3 o'clock show you'll definitely want to be adding this to your collection. That complete range, you're coming down that Platinum Club price today to £60 or $75.20. Such a fun collection of your stamps and dies. Now, I did mention it at the top of the show, it is a weekend, so that means of course we have to have one of our amazing weekend wonder deals, and this one is absolutely brilliant. On a personal note, it's going to be absolutely brilliant for me because I need my storage. I need to be sorting out my crafty stash in time for moving in not too long at all. But if you are looking at your crafty stash and thinking, blimey me, I've treated myself to an awful lot lately, it's time to start organising everything and getting everything in order, then this is going to be the perfect collection to go for. For just £21.60 or $31.20, you are getting a collection of 6 different buddy bags that come to you courtesy of Totally Tiffany. Amazing price on this one, but don't forget, with it being your weekend wonder, you're also getting double points. With Weekend Wonders, we set them live first thing this morning. They will run throughout the duration of the weekend when we remove that offer first thing on a Monday morning, just in time ready to launch that brand new weekday wonder deal. All 6 of those buddy bags. I love the fact that every single one is different, so you get real variety. So you've got your small ones, maybe you're going to be using that for all of your glitters, your mica powders. You've got your slightly larger ones here, we're storing some of our tapes, we're storing some of our tape pens, our ink pads in there as well. We've also got one with our pens in. This one here, this is the one that I use for all of my ribbon. So I've got about 4 or 5 of these, or maybe even 5 or 6. I've got quite a few, let's say, and I store all of my ribbon in this one. And you've got your one at the top. I've got all the names for you. We have got our Denise, we've got Dawn, we've got Terry, we've got Irene, we've got Teresa, and we've got Gail. I have to say, this one is the Denise, and like I said, that's amazing for ribbon. You know, like in our old craft kits, so we did the ribbons on the piece of card, or the ribbons that come as part of your collections that come in little packets. They're amazing to have all those packets lined up in those compartments. It's not just about the bags with these, a lot of them actually have your separate compartments as well, those plastic dividers, which allows you to segregate all those different items. You can see here we've got our different glues and tapes in the different compartments, but a real variety of different types of bags, all of them in that classic buddy bag style, which means they're clear, they're see-through, you can see exactly what's in each and every single one. Nice and easy to wipe clean, so if you have got things like glitters and they do spill and you need to wipe it down, it's very easy to do so. Very easy to open these as well with all your Velcro fastenings, and a lot of them do also have their handles, so if you are taking these out to your classes, out to your crops, then it's really nice and easy to actually transport them, which is fantastic. All 6 of those, everything you see in there, of course, content's not included, but all of those 6 bags for a Platinum Club price today of £21.60 or $31.20. And with that being our weekend wonder deal, that does mean you're getting double points on that order as well, which is amazing. Now we've got lots more incredible deals that we want to share with you, and this one is an absolute corker of a deal. You're saving over £60 or $78, which means it's a better than half price saving. If you're part of the Platinum Club, this whole collection that I'm about to show you is coming to you today for just £48 or $56. I say just £48. When you see the amount that you're getting, you'll be thinking, wow, this is certainly an absolute steal of a deal. This is all about your vintage butterfly collection, one of our amazing Sarah signature ranges. We launched this last year and it was super popular, so to be able to still bring to you some of these items at such an incredible price is just absolutely brilliant. So first up, we actually have one of our double-sided dies. Love these because they make our crafting so much quicker and easier. With just one pass of your die through that die cutting machine, it enables you to cut these 2 separate layers. Of course, you can be using those independently, but bring them both together and you can get that beautiful layered result, but just one pass through the machine, which is incredible. Now another real statement die, which is going to fill the front of your card fronts, or maybe it's going to be on a box lid as well. It's your beautiful, marvellous Mariposa. You've got that postage stamp detail around the outside, you've got that lovely trellis, and you've got that butterfly where the wings actually lift up. But the brilliant thing about this one is it's actually 3 separate dies. So you've got the option to cut that inner die into your cardstock, bring in that next die, you cut that out as a panel, and then you've also got that outer postage stamp die that you could be using totally separate to that whole butterfly design, or use all 3 together like we've got there for the most beautiful result, just like so. Next up, an absolutely gorgeous large scale butterfly die. This is our perfect papillon. Look at this, this is just absolutely stunning. Talk about a statement butterfly. You've got all those different layers that once again you can be using separately, but bring them together, bring out your different colours of cardstock, start to layer these together and you can get the most gorgeous layered dimensional butterfly. That is just an absolute stun. You'll be using that time and time again, that is for sure. Next up, a very useful die that you'll be using amongst other collections that I think you've already got in your crafty stash, other things that maybe you'll be adding in the future. This is just a statement die that you will be using time and time again. It's our opulent edge and it's classic of our edgeable dies. You've got that technology that cuts out that top edge, but that lower section of the die has no blade at all, which means that stays into your cardstock. That's amazing because it allows you to create lots of different concepts. That piece of cardstock at the bottom could be as long or as short as you like. It could be on the sides of a box, it could be on a gatefold card, it could be on the top of an easel card. However you're choosing to use that, you've got that beautiful detail in your opulent edge. For me, it's got to be my most favourite design in the whole collection. I love my nesting dies and this is an absolute beauty, isn't it? This is our opulent frame. You're getting 3 separate dies. Of course, they work a treat together, but use them separately. Maybe just use the small one for your sentiments. You could even be creating your base cards from that larger one, but layer together, look at all the detail in there. It's absolutely stunning. Another incredibly useful set of dies. Think of all your scrapbook makes. Think of your gift tags. I mean, you can literally just be cutting these, pop a sentiment on there, and that's your gift tags ready to go. Amazing for tucking these maybe under photos, under your toppers for a lovely shabby chic effect. Little tags like this are just so useful. Whenever you want to add a little tag, you have got the die to do it within this collection. An absolute abundance of tags, just incredible. Next up, wow, talk about statement butterflies. We've got yet another statement butterfly, but this time in your gorgeous stamp form. But not just a stamp with this one, you've got 2 edge dies. They don't look like an awful lot on their own, but it allows you the ability to actually use that as an edgeable around the edge of the butterfly. You've got one for the left, one for the right. Use them both together, use them separately, or don't use them at all. The choice is yours. Now these are for me some butterfly stamps that I go to time and time again. Perhaps I just want a little embellishment, just that finishing touch on 20 of my makes. Let's be honest, we use butterflies in a lot of our crafting. I know I've got a lot of pattern papers that have got butterfly designs on, and these are going to match in with those, an absolute treat. But let's be honest, if we made a little bit of a crafty boo-boo, these are perfect just to stick over the top to hide it. Love the fact that you're getting so many different shapes and sizes when it comes to these ones. Maybe you're just going to stamp it in black and white, or maybe you're going to be bringing out all your different colouring mediums like we have done here. A super useful set of stamps with this one. But of course, multiple stamp them like we have here. That could be a background in itself. That could be you creating your own backing papers, which is super fun to do. And then finally, it's a stamp set that I use time and time again. Love all the sentiments that we've got in this stamp set, this being our butterfly kisses. You've got a real mix of fonts, and some of them also have those little butterfly embellishments, so they will work perfectly with all of the other items you've got in the collection. Lovely different range of sentiments. We've got things like on your special day, thank you so much. And then you've got things that are more themed towards your butterflies, where you've got things like butterflies appear when loved ones are near. Gorgeous set of sentiment stamps on that one. That full collection that I've just shown you, it's a 9-piece selection. You're getting 30 stamps and 24 dies in total for a Platinum Club price today of £48 or $56. Absolutely outstanding value for all of those amazing crafty goodies that will all work together absolutely beautifully. We've seen the amazing product that we get as part of that collection, but for me what always brings it to life is when we see some of the samples, and I know Michelle would like to share a few of the finished makes with you with this incredible collection.
Yes, I would, because this is one of my absolute favourite collections. It's just, it's beautiful, it's classic, I think it's timeless. So you've got those beautiful butterflies on the front, stamped out and coloured in. You've got this gorgeous edgeable that's been used on this one. And even here, this is that, those, I call them tickets for some reason, but it's those tags. But these are little tickets. If you've got this collection, the main thing I use this for is at Christmas. I always add it to the bell from the film. You know, with the train. I can never remember the name of the train of the film. The Christmas film with the train and the bell, Polar Express. That's what I use those for. I make some little chests, I've put bells in them, and then I add that little ticket, because obviously he has to give his ticket to get on the train, doesn't he?
Of course. How cute. Oh, I love that.
I love this.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. There's some some rippage
Rippage,
with the paper.
new word.
I love how it has just been curled back, and then you've got those beautiful frames in the middle, really making a focal point of just that one beautiful butterfly in the middle. You've got that double-sided die there. Look how it's been used with those gilding flakes. How beautiful is that? We've got that gorgeous, that really large one here. I absolutely love this. It is just absolutely gorgeous. So you can obviously lift the flower, the wings. And again, you've got those frames, you've got the tags, you've got lots and lots on here. But going from a really large card to a nice small one with just that one element in the middle, which is that butterfly. But it is such a statement butterfly, isn't it? Another one of my favourite pieces is this lovely, huge stamp set. I think it's just absolutely, let's get it all the way back, there we go. Absolutely gorgeous. The fact that you can create your bases with this. And lastly, I love this as well.
Love the colours.
Bringing all of your different card bases in with this collection, because it's just timeless. I know I've just said it, but it is a very timeless, elegant collection that it's never going to go out of style. We always need a butterfly, even if it's only to cover up that thumbprint. We're always going to need, use and want butterflies. So this collection, just absolutely gorgeous.
It certainly is, and for a Platinum Club price today of £48 or $56 for all of that is absolutely outstanding value for money. You're saving over £60 or over $75. Now, without further ado, I think it's time to get into that second round of the game. We are 5-all at the moment, however, I did have an awful lot of help. Let's be honest, I only knew one of the answers. So we'll see how we get on in round 2. Let's see if the guys are as kind to me in this next round of the game. Of course, I am playing for Team Facebook and Michelle is playing for Team YouTube. I hope I've got that right. I always forget. But yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, Michelle's even bringing me another white, my white fairy. Thank you so much. Not only this time has she brought me a clean white, she's also brought me some kitchen roll. Honestly, there's spoilers in this place, that is for sure. You know how to treat me well.
I like to look after you.
Absolutely, it's what it's all about. Anyway, without further ado, I think it's time. You guys loved the first round, so let's have fun playing this second round. Right, we're going to guess the film. What's it going to be for the next one, though? Let's have a little look. Here we go. I have actually seen some of these films.
Have you?
Yeah, my sister was a big fan. She still is. No, definitely not full title. Yeah. I have to say, growing up, my sister used to have a poster of one of these films up on a wall. She was a big fan. They always used to seem to play these on like a Sunday night. And like you'd have your Sunday dinner and sit down. There was always a certain channel that they used to play them on. Always used to be on a Sunday evening. Yeah.
It is. I think it's a Sunday afternoon film, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Right, should we? Let's hope I've got it right after all this being a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? Indiana Jones. Michelle's gone a little bit more in detail.
George said I get an extra point.
And the Temple of Doom.
I don't know which it is. That's the only one that I could think of the whole name.
Oh, let's have a look. What's it going to be? Ooh, Indiana Jones. There we go.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're all the same to me.
Carol Dunn's got it right. Carol Dunn says Raiders of the Lost Ark. Wow. Going in for the extra detail. Carol, give yourself an extra point if you got it right. That's for sure. That's what it's all about. Throw in the extra points. Right, what have we got coming up next? Let's have a little look. Oh, yes.
Oh.
I think, is it Craig's favourite Disney film?
Is it?
I think it is. I might be wrong. Craig, you might be sat home watching saying, Lily, where on earth have you got that idea from? I don't quite know why I think that, but I have a feeling it is. If I've got the right film, which I might not have done. I've not seen it, just to clarify for the record. What have we got, though? Should we have a little look? Lady and the Tramp. Yeah.
This is the one with the Siamese cats in, isn't it?
And the spaghetti scene. Well, apparently
those cats terrified me when I was little. Terrified me. I can watch a horror all day long.
Yeah, but Siamese cats, forget it. Or a dragonfly. Ooh, we don't even talk about that. No.
Don't go there.
Next one. Moving swiftly on.
You just had to take it too far, Lily.
Yeah, too far.
Oh, I love this film.
I have to say I absolutely adore this film. I've seen this one a few times. I think we had this on video. I hope I'm thinking of the right one now. I think I am.
We've got singing going off in our ears, and now I'm thinking, is it the wrong
Put us
film?
out, it was Misery. Matilda, yeah.
Matilda?
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember that song on it. But it's
The
been a
song
few
when
years
she's
since I've seen
dancing
it.
all the food around. Yeah.
I have to say, for me, I usually think the books are usually better than the films, but for that one, I disagree. I think the film is better than the books.
So good.
Sorry, Roald Dahl, but yeah,
So good.
I have to agree. There we go.
You're doing really well, Lily.
I know. Better than the first one, to be fair, actually, first round. Let's have a look. No, I did have a clue for one. There was a theme tune. Yeah, but I was halfway there. Anyway, next. All downhill from this point in. What have we got coming up next? Let's have a little look. Nicola, don't do that to me. She's trying to hoodwink me. I'm not going to be able to get the individual film, I'll tell you that now. But I think I've got the main sort of series. Michelle's having to go up to have a little look at the
I'm
screen.
scared of this one because if I get it wrong, oh.
Can you imagine? Oh. If I get this wrong, my sister will be very, very disappointed because she's a big fan. So we shall see. George nearly gave the answer away, but not quite. Right, should we have a little look? Star Wars, yeah.
Not a fan.
Are you not?
No. Which is why I got scared a little bit, because I thought if I get it wrong and I admit I'm not a fan, I'll never live it down.
Oh dear, what have we got coming up next? How many more have we got left? Oh gosh, it's our last one. Wow,
I'm
George is
enjoying
loving
this one.
It's quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even though I don't really know any of them and I'm being helped out. No
Another
idea.
one of my all-time favourites.
I feel like whenever she says that, I'm just like, I've no idea. No. I don't know.
One of the rare films where the second one was better than the first. One of the rare times. Lily's like, I have no idea what you're talking about,
Literally
Michelle.
no idea.
If only Ben was here now.
Right. I think I've got it.
Have you got it?
Yeah. Not off my own back, I'll be honest. Terminator. Of course, I've not seen it. But you know, we can't have it all. Phew, 10 all. Wowzers.
Look at that. And Lily said she's not a fan of films.
Well, let's be honest, most of those answers were not quite my own. But thank you to the voices in my head. Thank you to all the team that were helping me out as well, because otherwise I would not have won. But that does mean the great thing for you guys at home, because that means we're going to be picking 5 winners from YouTube and 5 winners from Facebook, which means 10 winners in total, which is absolutely incredible, because that means 10 lucky people are going to be winning that gift voucher, which is absolutely amazing, which is of course what we want. The more winners, the better. Now, I'm going to give you a chance to maybe have a little look over on the website at some of the deals that we've got on there. We have mentioned some of those incredible offers, like your Weekend Wonder deal. Maybe it's going to be that chance to check out your baskets. And while we do that, we're going to learn a little bit about what makes our fabulous Crafters TV quite so special.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other. where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafts Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at craft was to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lottie for his charm and skill. They went quite potty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. What a fun start to the weekend we are having here, as always, but that game was absolutely brilliant. Thank you to Sam for creating that one. I know you guys at home were absolutely loving that game. Lots of correct answers as well, which is always great to see. And don't forget, a little bit later on in the show, we will be announcing those 10 winners. Yep, 10 this time round. With it being a draw, which means we are announcing 5 from Facebook and 5 from YouTube, which is absolutely brilliant. Lovely little bank holiday weekend treat for you guys at home. Talking of bank holiday treats, we have got an amazing deal that we're going to be sharing with you right now. This is going to be featuring in Michelle's next demonstration. But first up, before we see these in action, I want to share with you the gorgeous designs that you're getting as part of this collection. In this range, you're getting a 4-piece collection. You're getting your 4 embossing folders and 20 dies in total for an amazing Platinum Club price today of just £21.60 or $28.80. This should be just shy of £40 or just over $50, and you are getting the complete collection, the full range of this gorgeous system where you've got both embossing folders, 3D embossing folders no less, and your nesting dies too. So what these are all about creating that embossed detail around that lovely frame design. So first up, we are looking at our stylish square. beautiful embossed detail you've got around that frame design. But what we've done is we've actually taken our dies separately. So rather than inbuilding our dies into that embossing folder, we want to give you choice, because we know not every single time you want that to be an aperture in the centre. Maybe you want to be keeping that as a full piece and adding maybe a sentiment over the top, perhaps stamping directly onto that embossed piece. But maybe you are going to want to create that into an aperture. Well, you've got choices when it comes to this system. You've got that embossing folder, and then you've also got 4 different sizes of the complementary nesting dies. Of course, like you've done here, what we can do is lay those over the top of that embossed design, but those can also be cut into that embossed piece to give you the apertures. So lots of options when it comes to this system. But of course, those are just nesting dies, so can actually be used completely separately to that embossing folder if you so choose. So first up is our lovely square. Then we have got our oval, and think of all the different inks and mediums that you've got in your crafty stash that you could be adding to these. It could be your water reactive inks, it could even be your shimmer inks, or maybe it's going to be your gilding waxes, perhaps even mixing and matching several different mediums, maybe inking first and then bringing out some of your gilding waxes over the top. That works a treat. And all of those little circle designs we've got on there, amazing to be adding your gems and pearls onto those as well to really pick out that fabulous detail. Then we come on to our gorgeous decadent diamond. Absolutely beautiful design that we've got with this one. You have got all of those lovely embossed swirls on there, and of course your diamond nesting dies as well. Then finally within the collection, you do also have your regal rectangle. Once again, you've got that embossing folder, a 3D embossing folder when it comes to these. You've got all those levels of detail. It's almost like it's been sculpted, just absolutely exquisite. And then you've also got your 4 rectangular nesting dies that you can be popping into the middle. You can be using as apertures, you can be using as frames, or you can be using completely separately if you so choose. All 4 sets there, that's 4 embossing folders and 20 dies in total for a Platinum Club price today of £21.60 or $28.80. Now I know this is going to be Michelle's next demo in just a moment, but first up we do have those winners in, so I do just want to quickly announce all of our fabulous winners from our games. So make sure that you are getting your yourself. We'll get that email at the bottom of the screen in just a moment. But if you're one of those lucky winners, make sure you're dropping an email to prizes@crafterscompanion.com, and we will be arranging that gift card to wing its way to you. So our Facebook winners, first up we have got Rhiann Griffiths, we have got Carolyn Wilson, Kim Rice, Jeffrey Langley and Sam McDonald. Congratulations to all of your fabulous winners. For our YouTube winners, we have got Carol Dunn, we've got Nikki Gill, Pammy, Sherry Burns and Hazel Young. So all of you guys, if you heard your name read out there, drop an email to prices@crafterscompanion.com and we will arrange your gift card to be coming on its way to you. Now, I think it's time for a little bit more inspiration. I think we can sneak in one final demo before the end of the show. And I know a lady who is very inspiring when it comes to crafting, and she's going to do just that for us.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm going to use 2 of the things, 2 of the items. So I'm going to use this stylish square. So you've got that embossing folder and then you've got the dies. And we're going to use this Life is Tough But So Are You stamp. So we're going to use that first. I think it's quite a nice empowering sentiment, that one. So I quite like using that one. So I'm going to bring in, so I've just got a scrap piece of card, because what I'm going to do is when I stamp it out, I'm going to fussy cut round it.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter that my edges aren't straight. So we're going to pop it down. And I'm always going to, always going to use my stamping platform. Yep. I never stamp anything now without this. It's made stamping enjoyable for me.
For me, it's just like that safety net, isn't it? You know, if you make a little crafty boo-boo, it's got your back. You can go back and re-stamp. Simple, easy.
Absolutely. So I'm going to use my quick dry, and I'm going to use my crushed velvet.
Oh, nice.
So let's ink this up. And no worries about it staining or ruining your actual stamp. It might stain it, But as long as you've cleaned that excess ink away, if your stamp itself gets a little bit miscoloured, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the use next time and the time after, because you saw that when I popped it on, it still had some staining from the colour that I'd used before. But actually, it's not made any difference to the stamp that I've just stamped out at all. So you don't need to worry about anything like that. So I'm just going to add a little bit more ink. I'm just going to make mine a little bit sort of deeper. Have a bit more depth on there of colour.
I mean, how else would you do that? I mean, in the past, I have tried to use an acrylic block and tried to stamp over the top in the same place. You've got no chance, honestly.
It would never,
yeah,
I would
no
never
chance.
ever get that back in that self and same place.
No.
I mean, I can now, obviously.
Well, yeah. By the powers of magic. Otherwise known as a stamping platform.
Exactly. So let's just pop that to the side. And you can see that I've got my life is tough, but so are you. So we're going to pop that to the side for now. So I'm going to bring this in now. So I've got that lovely stylish square. Gorgeous. And I've already got a piece of card cut down for this. So this is a 3D. So for this, I do use my bottom plate, and then I use my magnetic shim and my plastic shim.
Okay.
Some people don't have their magnetic shim in, and it embosses absolutely fine. I always tend to use both of them. So again, have a little bit of a play with your machine. You know, see what kind of pressure that yours needs, because I think everyone's differs just that tiny little bit. You might find that you need to take your magnetic shim out but add a piece of card in. You might, again, but I think for the whole, that sort of, look at that.
Perfect, look at that.
There you go, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This, do you know what? It's almost magical sometimes what you can do with a Gemini machine, the embossing folders, the dies. I've got to say, every time I cut something out or I emboss something, I'm astounded every single time. It's just, you would never ever in a million years before we had these kind of things be able to create anything like that.
And that's going back to what we were saying earlier, crafting is magical, isn't it? There really is a magic in craft.
Yeah. Absolutely. So now I'm using my water reactive in the same colour, the crushed velvet, and then we're just going to ink around this. Let me take some of that off because there's quite a lot on there.
So obviously your stamp's using your quick dry, and now you're inking with your water reactive. Obviously same colourway. What is the difference for you viewers at home? What is the difference between the two? Why did you stamp with one and then ink with the other? Okay, so my quick dry ink it's different, so that's nice and spongy, and this is quite hard because it carries a bit of a different kind of ink. So the water reactive is water reactive, it's going to blend, but if you've tried to stamp with it, it doesn't give you a crisp image. It just absolutely doesn't, but your quick dry, it does. It gives you a nice, crisp, as you saw, stamped image. In fact, we've got enough time, haven't we? Let me pop those to the side. I'm getting fingerprints everywhere. Oh dear.
Let me bring this in. I'm going to flip that over. In fact, let me get a separate piece of card because then I can put them side by side for you. I'll show you how it stamps out with a water reactive.
Okay.
And you can see why we don't tend to use a water reactive if we want to stamp out a sentiment. So let me bring this stamp back in. So I'll use the self and same stamp. But we'll use the self and same colour as well, but I'm going to use the water reactive.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm just checking that I've picked the water reactive up. So let's ink that all up and then go in. Press it down, not doing anything different. But can you see, I mean, if I build that up and build that up 3 or 4 or 5 times, I'm going to get a different, a thicker effect. But, oh, that's one I've already coloured in. Where's my, there it is, look. You can see the difference, how deep and clear and complete that is. This is quite sparse, and you can see the difference, the stamp that you get. It's not a clean, crisp stamped image. This one is. So that is when you're going to use your quick dries. If you're doing any kind of stamping like that, it gives you such a beautiful finish. But just popping them.
Yeah, lovely to see that side by side actually. You can really see the difference then. We've got both of them next to each other. And the brilliant thing about your water reactive, it's not slow drying like your opaque pigments are, but it's a little bit more slow drying than your quick dry inks, which means if you are doing your blending like Michelle's doing now, you've got a little bit more time to actually move that colour around. Whereas your quick dries, because they dry so quickly, you've not got that sort of opportunity and that time to blend them.
No, definitely not. So if I bring that quick dry in, and if I pick some ink up, and if so let me bring this scrap piece, it's scrap now because I've got fingerprints all over it. If I try to sort of blend with it, I get lots of edge marks.
Yes.
It just doesn't go on as nice. Hence the water reactive. Hence why you need
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. Exactly the same as me. I'm terrible. I'm like, yeah, you do need them all. They're all different.
You do need them all. Absolutely. So then I'm going to bring in one of my gold gilding waxes. And we're just going to go over that emboss detail.
Oh, lovely.
So pick a little bit up on my finger, I tap it off, and then I go very gently over that emboss detail.
It's lovely to see as well using both inks and gilding waxes on the same design, just showing how you can mix and match your different mediums. It's not a case of just having to use all inks or just using your gilding wax. Bring your different mediums into play and you'll get lots of incredible different results.
Oh, definitely. I just remembered, I was going to say something, then remembered I can't because I know it's something that's coming up and it's not been released yet, so I'm not going to say any more than that. But I got very excited and then remembered I couldn't say anything.
I'm trying to think what you're talking about now, but you have to tell me later.
I will, yeah.
I'm hoping I know what you're talking about, otherwise I'm jealous. Oh, is that it, what Nicola's just said?
No.
No. I'm excited about those though, Nicola. Very, very excited. We've got some amazing goodies coming up, especially for birthday. I mean, birthday's actually around the corner now. It's just over a month away. So we're looking at September next week. Birthday's October. Won't be long, and my goodness me, we've got some amazing launches coming up. I have to say I'm very, very lucky to already have my hands on the Nature's Garden collection that's launching for birthday. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Oh, there is just, although we could say that any day of the week, to be honest, couldn't we? There's so much fabulous stuff coming up.
I mean, all the launches we've had this week, there's some amazing stuff. We've had obviously our All Hallows Eve collection, we've had our nesting dies, we've had our character boxes. Gosh, we've had so much this week. It's been a very exciting one, that is for sure.
And you know, I'm not normally a Halloween crafter. I know it's a lot bigger in sort of the US, isn't it, than over here, but the releases that we've had this week, I have loved each and every one.
They've been incredible, haven't they? I mean, those character boxes are, they're so, so cute. You know, the ones that we brought to you on, I think it was Wednesday, where you've got both your Christmas and your Halloween. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
I know you'll have some of those coming up on Second Chance Sunday tomorrow, won't you?
Yes. Yeah, I'm getting to have a play with those.
Exciting.
Which is lovely, because when I sit and watch at home and I see you guys sort of using stuff that I want to play with, and then when you get Second Chance Sunday, you're sort of like, yes, I get to have a play too. Right, so some gorgeous paper, again, colours tying in. I'm going to use that gorgeous gold. I'm going to bring this one in. It's one that I'd already done. In fact, the only thing I've done different is on this one, I've used, is that Empire Gold? But on this one, I've used the Renaissance Gold. And I actually like that one a little bit more, so I'm going to use that one. Because it's a little bit darker and it goes better with the gold card that I've picked.
I love the fact that we have all the different golds within the range. I think there's 4 different golds. Because golds very much differ in their shades, don't they? You know, you've got your yellowy golds, you've got your more coppery, bronzy golds. So you need the correct gold for your cardstock. So we do have the choices when it comes to your Pebeo gilding waxes.
Definitely. So let's bring in...
Here they are.
Foam pads. If I was at home, because I haven't got none next to me, those A4 sheets
Oh yeah.
That we do. So we've got those foam pads, the A4 sheets of foam.
Oh yeah.
And there's like, I think there's 3 different depths in there.
Yeah.
So when I'm putting something this big onto some foam, I will use those sheets instead. It just makes life so much easier.
They are fab, those, I have to say. I was using mine last night, actually.
Yeah.
It was when I was working with you a few weeks ago, I was watching you using them, and I thought, I'm sure I've got some of these at home. So I went back that evening and had a look. Lo and behold, yes, I did have some. So I've been using them ever since. They're absolutely fabulous. Check out the website for those, of course.
It just makes it all so much easier and simpler, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly does.
So for this, I'm just going to use my bone folder. I'm just going to give that some curvature on the edges, some depth and dimension. I'm going to pop a couple of foam pads just down the middle. Just, again, it draws your eye in when it's curved at the front like that.
Lovely.
I'm going to pop that in the middle. If you want a lot of curve on, just double up your foam pads underneath there. And I'm not going to pop anything else onto that. I love it just as it is. Life is tough, but so are you. Turn that round. So adding that gilding wax with your inks. I love it.
Absolutely gorgeous. Love that. And I love the fact that we've used a couple of the items from this morning's show together to show you how everything works together absolutely perfectly. Just a beautiful card, using a couple of techniques, so using both your inks and using some of your gilding waxes as well. You can get a really quite striking card in next to no time at all. Now that is the 3rd absolutely incredible demonstration from Michelle on this morning's show, and I think it's time that we get all of those makes lined up so we can get that vote in. Just under 10 minutes left on the show, so we're going to give you plenty of time to decide what is going to be the demo of the show. It's going to be a tough one. 3 very different makes as ever, but Michelle, what have we got to vote for?
Right, so number 1 was that cut and emboss die. We made it into a shaker element. Number 2 is those lovely shaped dies. So we used the gorgeous penguin. And then number 3 is the chalkboard with that lovely cut and emboss.
Oh, it's going to be tough. Yeah, we've got a bit of a consensus in the gallery, but it is, of course, down to you guys at home. So it's completely up to you what is going to be demo of the show. Now, we saw them in that last demonstration, but we have an amazing bundle of our fabulous chalkboard stamps at an absolutely cracking price as well. You're getting 7 stamp sets in total for a Platinum Club price today of just £13.60 or $19.20. That is a better than half price deal when you are saving £17.93 or $24.65. So in that first demonstration, we did see, I'll say first, the last demonstration even, Life is Tough was that design that Michelle used. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Yes, we call these our chalkboard stamps. So the sort of intended concept, the original concept with these was to use your black cardstock alongside some of your white embossing powder or even just that opaque white pigment ink pad to get that lovely chalkboard effect. But of course, like we've just seen in that demonstration, there's so much more you can be doing with this collection. It's not just about that chalkboard effect. Maybe bringing in some of your inky backgrounds, heat embossing over the top. Doesn't that look super funky, but completely different to that chalkboard look and feel that we've got next to it. Next up, we have our gorgeous design here. May you be forever blessed. Really beautiful swirly detail that we've got in the background there. Really ornate design with that one. Just absolutely gorgeous. Then we have our quote from Oscar Wilde, which is "Life is too important to be taken seriously." Really funky mix of fonts on here. Something really quite modern, really quite cool with that one. Just absolutely fantastic. Next up, we have our go out there and do amazing things. I mean, aren't these going to be absolutely brilliant for all of your home decor pieces? Maybe on the front of diaries or journals, just whenever you need a little bit of an uplifting phrase, then these are going to be absolutely perfect. Next up, we have our Enjoy the Sweet Little Moments. Really cute with this one. Think of all the different inks you've got, all the different embossing powders as well. You can be mixing and matching all of those different techniques. Fabulous one for us here at CTV. This is definitely something we are abiding by, that is for sure. Laughter is the best medicine. How amazing is that? I think that as a plaque on the wall would be absolutely ideal. And then finally, as part of this 7 stamp collection, you are getting the greatest thing you can be is yourself. Isn't that amazing? Wouldn't that be great to give to perhaps a younger member of the family, I think that'd be a fabulous one to give to. Maybe someone who's going through a little bit of a tough time. That would be an ideal one to be sending on a card. Also have photopolymer stamps, and as we know, photopolymer stamps, they are clear stamps, but they are sort of top of the tree when it comes to your clear stamps. You get that crisp stamped impression every single time, really easy to work with, and they will give you that amazing stamped impression. Whether you're using your stamping platform or not, you know you'll get that beautiful quality stamp. Platinum Club price for all 7 stamp sets there is £13.60 or $19.20. Now, before we move on to that next deal that I'm going to share with you, we have got a landslide victory, we have to say. We have got a landslide victory for demo number 2. It's our little penguin. How cute is he? He is demo of the show, so that will be going into demo of the day at the end of the day to see whether that will be winning. But demo of the show, absolutely adorable, and that's of course using those Christmas shaped card dies that will be featuring on this afternoon's craft along. Now, before the end of the show, there's another deal that I have to share with you because this is an absolute steal of a deal, quite frankly. It is absolutely incredible. This is your stack and I can never say this. It's your stash and stack storage box with your essentials goodie bag. So let's start off first up with your stash and stack box. And don't forget, everything that I'm showing you is included for a Platinum Club price today of £30.40 or $48, which is incredible when you see everything that you're getting. So our box contents in this is not included, but you do get the goodie bag that I'll show you in just a moment. These are absolutely incredible for storing so many different things. You've got your clip handles on either side. These are just so super strong and super sturdy. These boxes are going to last you an awfully long time. You do also have all your different dividers, but the amazing thing about these is the fact that you can actually personalise your storage. So you can take these dividers out, you can customise exactly where you're placing all of those dividers, so you can make this perfect for a range of different crafty items or non-crafty items. Of course, you could be using this around the home. Maybe it's going to be all of your soaps in there, maybe all your different lotions and potions. Perhaps it's going to be things like your wires or little items that you need to store around the home. It's going to be ideal for so many different applications. Love the fact that we've got all of the different options with that one. So that is included, but we do have all of your essentials as part of this amazing goodie bag as well. So both items coming together for that Platinum Club price of £30.40 or $48. What you're getting as part of your amazing goodie bag here is, first up, you are getting your stamp cleaning solution. This is ideal for use alongside that station to actually clean all of your stamps, to keep them in pristine condition. That is absolutely what you need to go for looking after your stamps. Next up, these are brilliant for such a wide range of techniques. There are fine spray misters. Fill them with water, perhaps mixing in maybe even some of your mica powders in there, and you can spritz onto a range of different surfaces for all of those mixed media techniques. Talking of all things Spectrum Noir, next up we have some of our fabulous tri-blend brush pens. You are getting a 3-piece collection which gives you 9 colours in total. You've got all your lovely greys and your reds in there, that being your fabulous even classic chic collection. You get your dark red blend, you get your brown grey blend, and also that ice grey blend in that one. Next up, another amazing item from the Spectrum Noir range. That's one of our Midas Metallic pigment ink pads in your bronze. Just absolutely beautiful depth of colour onto there. Works great onto your black card and your paler colours of card too. Next up, we've seen it in the demonstrations already this morning. Coming to us from Floral is our all-purpose glue in that larger 250ml bottle. Of course, you can decant that into small bottles if you so choose. Then we have one of our legendary tape pens. Again, we've already seen it on the shows today in some of those demonstrations. Super strong, super sticky, 22 metres in total. And then another crafty essential that we've also seen in the demonstrations already on the show, that is our 2-pack of pokey tools. Super sharp and just very, very useful for all of your die cutting, for all of your intricate dies, and lots of other applications besides. And then finally, absolutely love this, it's our organza ribbon that came as part of the Sarah Signature Roaring 20s collection. You have your different colourways on there, all in that beautiful quality organza ribbon, great for tying all your ribbons and your bows. All of that included, so it's your essentials goodie bag, all those fabulous items that I've just shown you, in addition to that stash and stack, got my teeth in for that one, storage box for an incredible price today of £30.40 or $48. Now, we do of course have an amazing craft along coming up at 3 p.m. UK time. Michelle's going to give us a little sneaky peek of the amazing project that we're going to be creating this afternoon. Michelle, what will we be doing?
Well, to be fair, I had no choice. Sarah said I had to do it. You guys said I had to do it. So I've done it. So we've made, I've obviously kept mine nice and simple, so we can fit it into the 2 hours, but I've made, obviously, the 3D gingerbread house. Now, I've created it so you've got the box on the inside as well, so you can be storing. Of course, we're going to be hiding some cookies or anything like that in there. Haven't popped the chimney on mine, but we will do that in the craft along. As I'm going along, someone reminds me so I don't forget, because it's very, very easy to pop that chimney in and chimney on. I made my roof in a little different way. Mine's more thatched. Mine are all separate pieces of card, but again, absolutely, I'll show you how to pop that chimney on, because that's definitely all part of the charm. So yes, this is going to be our craft along.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to this. That is an absolutely fabulous project. And as well, we will be having our craft along guest, Lilly's joining us, so I'm very excited for that as well. I know it's going to be another amazing show, and that project is absolutely gorgeous. I'm thinking I might be taking notes as we go through the craft along, because I think I'll be wanting to recreate a few of those for Christmas time. Now, it's been an amazing first show here on Crafters TV. It's been fabulous to have all of your company at home. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for joining us. We will be back in just a couple of hours. 3 p.m. UK time is that time slot. It's our new time slot. Just about, we launched that on Monday, that fabulous new time slot, making it a little bit easier for you guys stateside, so it's not quite so early. So I hope all of you will be back here at 3 o'clock, maybe crafting along, maybe taking notes like me for crafting along at a later date. Whatever you're choosing to do, make sure you join us in a couple of hours. Back here at 3 o'clock. We'll see you very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.